Bro. I'm trying to fix my camera, people. One sec. I don't know why my regular camera's not working. Hold on. I don't want to do it with this camera. You say it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. You say it's wrong. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. Zane 90. Oh, I'm trying to fix my camera. One sec. I already tried to unplug it. Let me try. Yeah, what is going on this week? I don't want to use this camera. I don't want to use this camera. What, like, all right, what? Yeah. Nah, it's not good quality on this camera. What, like, why? Oh my God. Y'all are seeing. Doug, stop texting me. Let me figure this out. I have no idea what's going on. All right. I don't like this camera. I don't like this view. I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is going on. I don't know. It's been one of them weeks. I'm trying to tell y'all. It's been one of them weeks. As soon as I came on here, started talking shit last show about the pain and all this stuff. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't like this though. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like this. I can't. Nah. I can't. Y'all gotta give me a second. Y'all gotta give me a second. I can't do this. I don't like this. This whack camera. It is what it is. I don't care. But like, I just. And we're good. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but it is what it is. We are back. Man, let's get straight to it. We are getting straight to it. Man, I don't want to hear about no lemonade, bro. If I want orange juice, I don't want to hear about no damn lemonade. But no, I appreciate y'all sticking with me, man. I appreciate y'all sticking with me. Damn, yo, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Matter of fact, this is a good starting point, I think. A good starting point. It's been one of those weeks where I've gotten challenged. I don't even know. I'll give y'all an example. And y'all saw it live. Good Grand Rising, Sharon. Good Grand Rising, Sharon. But y'all saw it live, yo. When I tell y'all this has been one of them weeks, I'm gonna give y'all an example. Yesterday, holiday party for one of my clients. It's all the way in Brooklyn. So I'm scrambling. I was on Doug's show. And then I was on Doug's show, and I'm scrambling because I was on there a little longer. Then I knew I needed to leave the house. End up rushing out the crib because I'm trying to do a whole bunch of things at once. It's not Doug. I actually want to talk about Doug's. Doug had an amazing show yesterday that I was able to tap in. This dude named Josh Tapp. He really like changed my mindset on a few different things, or at least challenged my mindset on a few different things and challenged my daily habits and whatnot. So yesterday, I'm going to my holiday party. I had already put it in my phone earlier that day, and I noticed that it was taking me through Staten Island. So I was like, all right, it's on that side of Brooklyn. But then as I looked on it later, because the name of the spot was Levels or Level, whatever, Level Restaurant and Bar. And I end up going to Williamsburg. I'm supposed to go to Sheepshead Bay. And I end up going to Williamsburg to this apartment complex. I didn't know it was an apartment complex. I walk in and I'm like, yo, I'm looking for Level. And he's like, yo, this is Level. As a matter of fact, I said, I'm looking for Levels. I don't know which one. And he said, yo, this is Levels. I said, I'm looking for the holiday party. So he's like, yo, it's upstairs on the 9th floor. So it just so happened after getting there, spending 20 minutes trying to find parking and finally saying, you know what, whatever. Because I just got turned around. I should say, yo, I'm just going to go into the parking lot. But by the time I ended up getting to the parking garage, it was like 20 minutes had gone by. I'm walking. It's cold. I don't like bringing my jacket to the holiday parties because then it takes forever to get, coat check. And after that, like when I want to dip, I like to dip. So I go to I go to the park. I go to the 9th floor and I'm walking in and I'm like, yo, I don't think this is like the holiday party. So I'm asking the dude, I'm like, yo, is this Surgical Course holiday party? And they're like, I don't know. I walk into the wrong holiday party, y'all. I walked into the wrong holiday party and realized that this was a different level in Brooklyn. The one that I had to go to was now an hour away. So then I had to get in my car. I had to walk through the cold, take my car out of the parking garage that I just paid for, now go to the actual party just because I didn't look at the address. So the lesson in here is don't just type in the name, look at the address. I should have known better. And there's been a lot of stuff like that that's been happening this week to where it's like, bro, you should have known better. You should have done better. And there's nothing more frustrating than that, because for me, I'm the type of person that I'm very hard on myself. So when something happens that's in my control, I I hold that in higher regards than something obviously that's not in my control. So I'm always going to look at that with a little bit more frustration. I'm going to be hard on myself. And then the hardest thing to do when you're hard on yourself is to forget about that last play. And it happened in football, it happens in life. But what ends up happening, you get so caught up on the last play and that you messed up on, and you practice, you wanted to make that play work. You knew that they were going to run that play. Something went wrong. You tripped, whatever it may be, or that guy just beat you on the play and you're embarrassed. You're in your head, all these different things, right? But you got to move on to the next play, and you cannot let it affect you can't let the previous play affect the play that's going on right now. I'm not even going to say the next play, the play that's going on right now. Don't think about the next play. Don't be bothered by the last play, but what you're going to do right now. So I found myself with these stoic tests. We talk about these stoic challenges where you're thrown into situations that are in your control or aren't in your control. And it's how do you respond? And I'm going to keep it real. I've responded well, but it seems like it's just challenge after challenge. And I'm still responding well, but just like, weird stuff. Like today, waking up with the camera, I'm like, I didn't even have to change anything because I was already in Jersey. Whatever, it is what it is. So the moral of the story is get your shit together, give yourself a little extra time, and have a little bit greater attention to detail. So that's my my theme of today, having a greater attention to detail. Because like I said, it could put you in a position where here I am I'm at the wrong holiday party. Just imagine that. I'm walking into a holiday party thinking I'm about to see my people. And I'm like, this is kind of quiet in here. I don't recognize any of these people. And it is what it is. All right. So we're going to get straight into it. We actually got a positive message from Big Bro today. So we'll check out the positive message. Then we're going to get right into the videos because I already wasted enough of y'all time. But let me make sure I catch up with the chat real quick. One sec. Grand Rising Grand Rising good people. Happy Friday. Sharon in the building. Hold on. Fari, that's Sharon? Hold on. Hold this. Say water with lime. I hope, next time a little lighter on the line. All right. My bad about that. Doug said, good morning. You got this. Doug said, it is amazing how many lessons we can learn in sports and competition. That is a fact, bro. That is a fact. Big Bro Tafari. Oh man. Hold on. I'm off focus, man. I'm off focus. I'm having too much fun. Hold on. Yeah. Nah, that was just my I got a little maid or whatever. Every once in a while, I got a little maid. Nah, let me stop. Let me acting like I got a butler over here. All right. Boom. Let's get to it. Big Bro, talk to us. Give us the word of the day. Talk to us about planning, and he's going to be speaking to me. He's speaking to me this entire time. Now, we need that shout out, everybody.
Everybody was shouting out. Positive message for today is about making a plan. The saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And we don't need that. We need success. And the way to success is by having a strategic plan in place that you can follow step by step until you get to that end goal. And that's where we want to be. Peace.
Shout out to Big Bro. Planning. There's what are there? 2 keys to success. Plan, execute, right? Then repeat. Plan, execute, repeat. That's the whole financial. Have y'all ever what's the company? What's the company that used to go around? They do Queez probably know if Queez is on. The company that sells life insurance. What's the ones where they invite you to? This has happened to me plenty of times, but their main slogan is if you fail to plan, people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. That's their main slogan. Y'all know the people that you run into and they're like, yo, we're having a meeting. We're having a meeting. Like, yo, we're just having a couple people get together. You should come by. It's cool. We talk about, business. Da, 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 da. The next thing you know, you sitting in a room where it's like the old school room where they serving like coffee and donuts and they talking about, you need to buy life insurance with us. But it is what it is. The point still stands. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. So I got to speak to myself on that one. Like I said, a little all over the place this week. But one thing that I can control is the stuff that I can control. So that's it within all of our plans. So especially on a Friday, I know Friday we're focusing more on the execution side of the plan. But hey, it's all factored in there, right? It's all factored in there. So we got to make sure that we're sticking to the script, sticking to the plan, and holding ourselves accountable. And all right, so let's get into the videos. Hold on. Take a deep breath. You all hyped up, bro. Relax, man. Relax. Take a deep breath. Do y'all talk to yourselves? All right, so UPenn. This is I know we saw the UPenn video. And Sharon, shout out to Sharon. That's Tafari's business partner. All right, dope. Shout out to Sharon. All right, so we're gonna get right to it. The last time we talked about the UPenn students. We talked about the UPenn students where we showed we talked about the presidents to where they were asked that does calling for genocide violate the community guidelines as far as bullying? So they said no. They said that it depends when the conduct turns and when it's targeted, all these other different things rather than just saying yes. So I'm gonna show y'all this video based on the UPenn lady, the UPenn president. I guess she's no longer, well, y'all will see. She's no longer the president, but I think it's an interesting convo still to have because it seems like the other colleges are standing behind their presidents. But I want y'all to take a look at this. All right, boom.
Well, we have some stunning breaking news in the college campuses. Multiple reports in Pennsylvania say that Liz Magill, the president of the University of Pennsylvania, has resigned from her post at the elite Ivy League school. This comes after that intense backlash to her testimony and that of others on Capitol Hill this past week, after she said calling for the genocide of Jews is harassment, depending on the context. We're told the UPenn Board of Trustees reportedly held an emergency meeting about all this, and Magill, we are told, will reportedly stay on as interim president of UPenn until an interim president is appointed. She will continue her work as a faculty member on the faculty of that elite Ivy League school. Her resignation could be the first of several others. That hearing sparked a fury of controversy as the president of Harvard, Claudine Gay, she had to walk back and then apologize for her not condemning calls for genocide against Jews that have been heard on the elite Ivy League campuses the past few weeks. Magill, the UPenn president, also did not criticize such language during that hearing. It is seen as a widespread condemnation of the failures of higher education in this country and the values that some of our students are being taught when these universities cannot even condemn the genocide of Jews.
So that's the update for that. And what I wanted to touch on was I was having a conversation, and it was around whether or not the companies. So I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. So on a lot of these campuses, the kids are signing petitions, whether they're pro-Israeli, pro-Palestinian. And a lot of times they go, I guess, beyond, just saying pro this, pro that. And what's happening is a lot of the companies that typically hire from these schools, they're asking for the list. And I guess a lot of people in general just asking for it, but they're asking for the list of the people that are on the petitions because a lot of these companies, for instance, that may be ran by, people that are Jewish, they're looking at it where they're saying like, okay, we don't want to hire those type of people that are signing that petition. Now, there's two different sides of this, and of course, everybody in the middle, but the two polarizing sides are the side that says they should not be allowed to get the names of the students. The students should not be held accountable for what they're signing as students because they're just silly, dumb students. They don't know what's going on, whatever. The other side is like, no, They need to be held accountable. We're not hiring these people. We're not hiring these students if they're going to sign these type of things, and we need to know all their information. What side are y'all on? What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Should the students be held accountable? And I don't even want to make it just about this situation, but I think this is a good situation to start the conversation around. And the more I thought about it, like initially I started to understand some of the points. I think Candace Owens and Megyn Kelly had a big back and forth on it. And Candace Owens was more on the side saying like, no, the students should not be held accountable. I was so dumb when I was in college. Candace Owens was saying that she was a super liberal, all these different things. And now obviously she's more on the conservative side, where Megyn Kelly was saying, no, they should be held accountable. And Megyn Kelly made a point that I don't know if it was a genuine point, but I think that it makes some sense. So and the point was that it's going to help the workplace environment, because when you're bringing on certain people, if they more so align with your values, align with how you see the world, then it could create a more positive experience on the job. Where I kind of took from that is where I was almost thinking that, okay, they're more, I guess, the Candace Owens of the world, the Vivek doesn't think that, the students should be held accountable either. I believe that just looking at the negative, or the quote unquote negative, where it's like one side is saying, focusing on what you may lose, the opportunities that you may lose for supporting one particular group or another. Well, some other opportunities may come your way for supporting one group or another. They may feel like, you know what, we like this group, we want to hire this person because they took a stand that aligns with us. They took a stand that, shows support to our people. So it may be good and bad. I almost look at it as if, how we talk about like DE&I and hiring and stuff like that. And this is kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent, but when people are not hired, let's say you're not hired because you're Black. You can't get a job because you're Black. Well, what is that going to encourage you to do? Go start your own, right? You're going to be forced to start your own business, or to figure something else out, or to work with another company that will hire you because you're Black and that wants to hire you, whatever. Or has no problem hiring Black people, I should say. Is this going to kind of create the same effect? Or do y'all think that, kids just shouldn't be held accountable at all? And for me, it boils down to, what is the petition? What's the leverage of a petition? What's the power in a petition? In the names, right? You're standing on you're saying that you're signing this because you're standing on something. So when we stand on something, and when we want the power and the leverage that comes from being a representation of this particular thing that we're standing on, by saying that, hey, this person believes in it, this person believes in it, this person believes in it, then should you then be able to remove the power and your leverage when it's convenient for you to now, well, it's like, well, shoot, I was in college and now I'm trying to get a job. I shouldn't be held accountable for my views based on, when I'm trying to get employment. What are y'all thoughts on that? Where do y'all land on that? And I guess my overall takeaway on it, or take on it, is a company can hire whoever they want. I got to keep the same energy. I kept the same energy when we were talking about the DE&I conversations. And that was based on, you should have to hire this amount of people. No, a company, if they want to hire all of a certain race of people, if they only want to hire Asian people, if they only want to hire Indian people, if they only want to hire Jewish people, if they only want to hire Muslim, then there's nothing wrong with that. As long as it's your company. Now, when it gets into, the government and stuff like that, or, a city job, then that's different. But if you own the company, people that own the company should be able to make whatever decisions they feel. So that's kind of how I look at it. So Tafari wrote, you should be accountable from the age of 10. That's the golden age, the age of 10. I'm all about pushing accountability. I'm all about it. I'm all about it. And I think I think that a lot of times people jump out the window, and a lot of these college kids in their situation, they may jump out the window because they think that they're protected by not having a certain level of accountability. You get what I'm saying? Like when there's no level of accountability, then you may sign a petition about anything. But when you're held to a certain level of accountability for what you're signing, then you really got to stand on it. You really got to make sure that that's something that you're willing to lose opportunities over, because that's just life, right? Like I understand that we want to say, oh, these kids are 20, 22, 23. At the end of the day, like hey, you can go to war. You can legally go to war and kill somebody, kill an enemy or supposed enemy, however y'all look at it. And to me, I just believe that, hey, I have no problem with it being held accountable. I have no problem with companies getting those lists. I really don't. I really don't. Because if they're not held accountable, then people will just, make petitions, sign petitions about everything. And I don't know if y'all been in those positions where, sometimes you'll get a petition, somebody will tell you like, hey, can you sign this? Nah, you got to really think about it. You got to really make sure that it's something that you're willing to sign. So that's kind of the takeaway that I had from this situation with UPenn. I don't know, exactly what y'all thoughts are, but I don't know. Apparently they're held accountable, and apparently the president of Harvard, she's getting held down to the point where they're saying like, yeah, we're supporting her. We're not getting rid of her. Where I think in the UPenn situation, it was more of like a pressure type of situation where it's like, hey, we're going to pressure you to do this rather than, you feeling like you're doing it on your own. All right. So the next thing that we want to talk about, we want to dive into this Oprah video. Why? Because apparently Oprah out here looking like a little, I don't know, let me not say that. But Oprah, a lot of people, she's looking amazing. She had it very shapely. She definitely lost some weight. And y'all tell me what y'all think about as far as, how she went about it. And if this is something that y'all are cool with. I don't know if y'all are familiar with this Ozempic craze. So this is, I believe it's the diabetes medicine that people are taking to lose weight. It's a very new drug. So there haven't been, I don't think significant studies on it. Let's say for the last 15 years, they can't say like, what the drug has done. Should we be concerned? But let's take a look.
Oprah reveals she's on weight loss medication. The celeb recently made headlines for her body transformation after hitting the red carpet for the Color Purple premiere, rocking a stunning dress that showed off her slim figure. Now, in an interview with People magazine published December 13th, the legendary media mogul opens up about the steps she's taking to trim down. Oprah admits to the outlet that she is indeed taking weight loss medication. She declines to reveal exactly which one she's on, but she's not ashamed to be honest about it. Winfrey explains, I now use it as I feel I need it, as a tool to manage not yo-yoing, adding, the fact that there's a medically approved prescription for managing weight and staying healthier in my lifetime feels like relief, like redemption, like a gift, and not something to hide behind and once again be ridiculed for. Oprah declares, I'm absolutely done with the shame.
What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? You know what's so wild about it? And of course it goes back to the vaccination, is that people were getting blocked on YouTube for talking about the vaccine and saying certain things that we now know are truthful. But because the government, because the pharmaceutical industry didn't want that information exposed, somebody used their leverage to have YouTube, Facebook, all these different social media platforms, even Twitter at the time before Elon took it over, to blackball and cancel certain people that were now saying certain things that we know are facts, where they're saying like, listen, this vaccine, it doesn't stop the spread. But because the government was pushing it and saying that it does stop the spread, which we know now is factually wrong, that it did not, and that they had no studies that even showed that. think about the fact that they can boycott, they can cancel certain people, silence them that are giving real information that can help save people's lives. But on the contrary, you have now celebrities and everybody else where it's okay to push a particular medicine that is prescribed for something totally different to now lose weight. And there haven't been extensive studies on whether or not, this is going to be a detrimental impact 5 years, 10 years from now. And they're also preying on the fact that they know that so many people in this country are obese. They know that so many people in this country are lazy, don't want to work out, and that are just looking for the fast fix, that are just looking for the easiest, quickest solution rather than the best solution, which is to just get your ass in the gym. Get your ass in the gym. Go run, go walk, go hike, go lift a weight, all these different things. It's no different than we talk about going on journeys, right? You learn the lessons through the journey. You develop the habits through the journey. You develop the discipline, the focus. You develop all the benefits as you're going through the journey. If you don't have to go through the journey and you just are landed in the end, the destination, then you're robbing yourself of developing certain things that should get you healthy. It's like if you just give a kid a participation trophy. If you just give somebody a trophy, then you're confusing them on the fact that you're robbing them from wanting to take the journey of what it takes to win the trophy. The tools, the skills, the camaraderie, the interpersonal skills, working together as a team to win. All these different things. If you just give somebody a trophy at the end, you're robbing them of the lessons that are supposed to be learned along the way. It's the same thing with the weight loss. If you just give somebody Ozempic, you're robbing them of the habits that it takes to receive what should be a reward of being healthier, having a nicer physique, all these different things. When you take a medicine that just pretty much makes you not hungry, it just suppresses your appetite. What do you think's going to happen when you now get off that medicine? And a lot of people have said that, as soon as they got off the medicine, because there's a lot of people taking this medicine. The company, I believe, is already worth like $200 and something billion. Think about that. $200 and something billion. So of course they got some money to put behind these celebrities that are going to promote their products. And we all know that we talked about on the show before that it's legal. It is legal to advertise pharmaceuticals in this country. This country is one of the only ones. This country and I think it's New Zealand. Don't quote me. But I believe it's New Zealand. How do we feel about this? To me, it is just another example of why this country operates the way that it operates, why so many of us are unhealthy, dying at younger ages than we need to die, suffering from these diseases that we know exactly how to prevent them, how to stop them, how to reverse them, all these different things. But I don't know. I don't know. And why is it okay? Hold on. And Tafari, hold on, my fault. Let me make sure I'm catching up. It means being fat is a shame, and even the richest woman in the world can't make it cool. That's an interesting point. If that's an interesting point, all these combos that we have to where it's wrong to say that somebody should not be obese. It's wrong to say that somebody shouldn't be overweight. You're fat shaming them. Well, Oprah, just be fat. Why take medicine? Why take medicine? When's the last time that you heard Oprah pushing for anything health-wise, working out? Think about what she's encouraging out of young children. All the influence that she has, this is the type of stuff that needs to be banned. All the influence that you have, and instead of encouraging people to work out, you're acting as if you're taking a vitamin. No, you're not taking vitamin D, bro. You're taking Ozempic. You're taking diabetes medicine because you're too lazy to work out. And we all know that there's going to be complications that come from this stuff. There's complications with anything rather than doing it the natural way. It just is what it is. Sharon wrote, she'll get fat again. Everyone who stops it gets fat again. She has the money to use a better route. It's ridiculous. This is setting a terrible example. It's setting a terrible example. Big Bro wrote, skipping these steps kill your stabilization muscles. But if you're already working and have a good habit, then it's okay to have a boost. Is it though? If you're already working, is it really okay to have a boost? Is it okay to have a boost? Are 99% of people responsible enough to do what you just suggested, Big Bro? Do you think that the whole point is to get it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little hard on it, but I just think that it's setting a terrible example. But let's keep watching the video.
Aiming from other people, and particularly myself. In 2015, the TV icon purchased a 10% stake in WW International, the company behind Weight Watchers, and sits on the board of directors. Winfrey tells the mag that she incorporates both the medication and WW's plan into her life. I eat my last meal at 4 o'clock, drink a gallon of water a day, and use the Weight Watchers principles of counting points. I had an awareness of weight loss medications. I was actually recommending it to people long before I was on it myself. She adds,
Did y'all just hit that? Did y'all just hear that? She was recommending it to people before she was on it herself. Hold on.
Watchers' principles of counting points. I had an awareness of weight loss medications. I was actually recommending it to people long before I was on it myself.
How do you even do that? How do you recommend something to somebody before you even, do y'all get, like, is this not wild to y'all? Is this not wild to y'all? Is it just me? Is it just me?
She adds, I had to prove I had the willpower to do it. I now no longer feel that way. Oprah's also upped her fitness game, telling people, after knee surgery, I started hiking and setting new distance goals each week. I could eventually.
I promise y'all, when I said hiking, I didn't even know that I didn't even set it up that way. I didn't know she was going to say
hike
that.
3 to
Look at Gail.
5 miles every day and a 10-mile straight-up hike on weekends. Winfrey is aware of the buzz around her body size, especially as the use of medication.
Y'all know she's full of it when it comes to that. Knock it off. Knock it off.
Medications like Wegovy, Ozempic, and Mounjaro for weight loss has surged in popularity. But she wants to make it clear that there's no single magic solution to it all. She says in part, it's everything. I know that if I'm not also working out and vigilant about all the other things, it doesn't work for me.
Terrible. Terrible. See, and Big Bro, that's why I said I'm not cool with no, you don't need, there is no boost. We know exactly what's going to happen in these situations. Oh, I'm just going to take it a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit until I got this trip that I'm trying to go on. So I'm just going to take it, but then I'm going to get right off of it. That is not healthy. It's not healthy to play around with our metabolism like that. It's not healthy to play around with our bodies in general like that. But it's just another example of us always getting caught up with the quick solution rather than just going about it the right way. It's a societal thing. It's definitely a societal thing. And it's not just Oprah, but it's a lot of people. It's embracing this culture. It's them preying on the fact that they know that being obese is extremely unhealthy. And these are the same people. So the same people that will do all this, that will take all these medicines and whatnot, those are the same people that will criticize us when we call out somebody like Lizzo for moving how she's moving. It's just, I don't know. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on to this LeBron video. this LeBron video. So I don't know if y'all saw it. Hold on. Big Bro wrote, "You're right. Most can't, are too lazy to use the boost properly, but I still think it's okay for the few." We got to be careful pushing stuff that's okay for the few to the masses. You feel me? Like, it's if we're in a room with 100 people, 100 kids, and we know that, let's say, 2 of them or one of them is probably a better example, a better representation. Let's say if one of them are going to take a medicine and be able to be responsible enough to use it correctly, but we're confident that the other 99 probably aren't. Is it not irresponsible to go into that room and promote that medicine? Or maybe, like I said, maybe I'm just tripping. But I wanted to move into this LeBron James video. So I don't know if y'all caught it. We're going to play an Officer Tatum video. Apparently, LeBron made a stand by sitting for the national anthem at Bronny's first game. So let's take a look at the video. I want to get y'all thoughts. What are y'all thoughts on sitting for the national anthem? Is it over? Is this something? And this kind of goes back to the Charleston White thing. Maybe he heard Charleston White interview and he said, "What happened to us boycotting the NFL? What happened to us taking a knee?" So I guess we're going to find out what's going on with Bron. Let's take a look.
Fan? Nah, man. I had to chill out. I had to chill out on the Cowboys, man.
Maverick is so corny.
Man. There's just a lot of things that was going on during the, when guys were kneeling and guys were having, freedom of speech and wanted to do it in a very peaceful, manner. And, a lot of people in they front office and a lot of people that, ran the organization was like, if you do that around here, then you would never play, for this franchise again. And, I just didn't think that was appropriate.
The bombs bursting and air gave proof through the night that off early light was so proudly at the twilight.
So it's okay to do it when the team tells you, yeah, y'all niggas can kneel. It's okay to do it when the team tells you to kneel, but
President Trump today said that NBA players kneeling during the national anthem is disgraceful, and he said that nobody has done more for the Black community than him other than Abraham Lincoln. And I'm curious to get your
shout out to Trump.
Trying to make me laugh right now.
All right, so check out the video. So this is him getting to Bronny's game, taking a seat. We're gonna see what y'all thoughts are.
Lincoln. And I'm curious to get your reaction.
Trying to make me laugh right now.
What's so proudly we had the twilight's last end, whose broad stripes and
Bron said, "I ain't taking the hat off, none of that."
Man, screw this dude.
Tatum funny.
It's really
Hold on.
that simple.
Hold on. We got
Wanna
to
make
fast forward a little bit.
If God is,
We got to fast forward a little bit. There we go.
I want to cuss, but I'm trying to be a good Christian.
We're gonna go into it
like this. The blatant. And
what do y'all think? Is it not a big deal? Is it Bron taking a stand? Is it? Where did this come from? Is this still an issue? I don't know. Let's see if we agree with Officer Tatum.
utter disrespect for America is just, it eats away at my spirit. And
let me be clear, like, he's like the super patriotic, as you can see in the background. He's got the flag. He's definitely a super duper American fan. And I don't know, should we be super? This is something I go back and forth with. And it always comes, when it comes up, it comes up during Columbus Day, Thanksgiving, and the 4th of July. When you start to question, you like, yo, should I really be celebrating this? Like, should I really be standing on this country? Should I really be standing behind this country? Should I really be standing up for this anthem? All these different things. What are y'all thoughts on it?
And the man who would intentionally do this is a complete D-bag. You a dirtbag, bro. I don't care if you're good at basketball. I want to say, can I cuss? I want to cuss one good time. I just want to get one time on my video to just say all the words I want to say. I can't stand LeBron James. I cannot stand him. The guy has good in basketball, but that's the difference between him and MJ. That's why Michael Jordan is the GOAT and LeBron James ain't. LeBron James is a good player.
He reaching a little bit with that. I ain't even gonna say a little bit, bro. To me, he's doing a little too much. He's doing a little too much.
GOAT though. He'll never.
The fact that, first off, LeBron standing on stuff has nothing to do with with the GOAT conversation, as far as, with MJ, in my opinion. Because MJ didn't stand up. MJ didn't say anything about it. If it wasn't outside of basketball, MJ was the type. I'm not criticizing no group. I'm worried about my bottom line and selling sneakers, and that's it.
Make an impression on basketball like Michael Jordan, because he's not the same person. Don't have the same character. Michael Jordan would never disrespect the country to do what, bro?
Is it first? All right, so I'm gonna read Tafari's comment. Do y'all consider this disrespecting the country? Is it disrespectful to sit, to kneel? To be totally honest, the sitting is probably worse than the kneeling. Or I'm not gonna say worse, because I'm not saying whether one's good or bad, but the sitting is probably taking it to a higher level. Is that the way? More extreme, or whatever you want to say? I don't even want to say it's extreme, but the sitting is probably, I don't know, more of a stand than taking a knee, in my opinion. But let's keep going.
You still doing Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick done quit the NFL, sued the NFL, made money from that lawsuit, made money at Nike run by white people. Then he turned around after he didn't make money.
Oh, hold on. I didn't even read Big Bro comment. Hold on. Big Bro, I know you're allowed to change your mind. I think with new important info, you have to make rational decisions. That said, he's still a B just cause, and I'd sit too, but he's still a B. Yo, all right, so I think this is a good combo. So, Big Bro, why would you take a knee, or why would you sit? Why would you sit during the national anthem? I'm not saying that I've sat during the national anthem. I've never taken a knee, but I've definitely sat during the national anthem intentionally before. I've also lately stood. And whenever the national anthem's on, I'm always thinking about, what's the right thing to do. And it's not necessarily like a tough decision. I don't make it based on who's in the room, who's not in the room. I don't care about that. I just base it on how I'm feeling at the time. And just like Tafari said, sometimes you're allowed to change your mind, but I go back and forth in whether or not I should be super duper proud of America, proud that I'm an American, and for different reasons. Y'all know that I don't think that I come from Africa. I don't think that I come from Africa. So calling myself an African American, I won't do. I just won't. I used to, but I changed it now. But should I be super duper proud of being an American? It's hard to be proud of something that you know that you lost in a war. Put it that way. It's hard to be proud of something that, like, proud of a country that we know that was created based on us losing a war. We can sit here and say this about slavery, that about slavery. How I look at it is, we lost. Somebody conquered us, took our land, I think that we were here. I told y'all, I think that we were here. I don't believe that, just the straight hair Native Americans that they try to depict in videos and movies and stuff. Nah, that wasn't it. I think we are the indigenous people, just is what it is. But what are my options? What are my options? Are my options to leave and, if you're not going to be proud of America, then you should leave? I guess that's an option. Should the option be to never stop fighting for taking my land back? Because I told y'all, I don't care what side of the argument you're on when it comes to Israel and Palestine. For me, all of that was just a reminder of the fact, like, damn, bro, these people out here willing to risk it all for what they believe is their land. Regardless of what side you're on, they're willing to risk it all. The Palestinians, they're sitting there knowing that they're going to get bombed, knowing whatever may happen, and they're not leaving. They're saying, this is my land. And like I said, it's regardless of either side that you're on. And for us, I just feel like, I don't know, do y'all ever feel like just a sucker? Almost feel like a sucker, like, damn, we over here. Like, am I a sucker for embracing America and saying, like, you're an American? It's like, damn, bro, like, you over here celebrating the fact that your people lost the war and got your land taken. Or should I look at it a different way? Should I do a KD on the Golden State Warriors and look at it like, well, we lost to y'all, but now I'm going to join y'all and win some championships with y'all. Maybe that's the quote unquote right thing to do. KD won a couple rings compared to if he didn't do it and he just stood on pride and said, nah, I'm staying with OKC, but then didn't win any championships. What's the right thing? What's the right play? I don't know. Do y'all have this same struggle? Hold on. Big Bro wrote, Ant wrote facts. Shout out to Ant. What's good, baby? Safari wrote, because of what it really stands for. It even had parts in it saying, F them slaves. If they wanted to stand for everyone, then change the effing song. That's a good point. That's a good point. It's a good point. I'll be honest, man. I'll be honest, yo. And I know that we talked about this before, but it keeps coming back to me. It's very hard for me to sit here and embrace a country that is openly and passionately supporting other people and their right to land. And a lot of times those claims are based on something that happened thousands of years ago. But then, so this country, like America, will support somebody else claiming, their land from their claim based on them living there thousands of years ago. But then you just look at a couple hundreds of years ago and they not supporting us getting our land. They're not supporting my 40 acres and a mule or whatever, whatever BS that was promised. So it's like, yo, how can I not feel a little bit played in this type of scenario? All right, hold on. Safari wrote, the proof is already there. White, Spanish people, and black people make Mexicans, Native Americans, and Ant, we made a few. Hold on. The proof is already there. White, Spanish people, and black people make Mexicans, Native Americans. And, you're saying like the mixing. I agree. Yo, it's funny that you say that. I agree with that. And I think that's why the image of Native Americans was changed so drastically, is because, you had a lot of the, white people mixing with different groups of natives. And like all those mixtures created what we identify as you know, a Native American looking type of person. So let's keep going with the video.
From Nike, he go on and begged it. Well, no, he made a documentary saying that the NFL draft is the slave trade. Then the fool write an email. Well, no, he did a tryout that the NFL has never done for any player in NFL history, where the teams come together to do a tryout. This fool skipped the tryout, go an hour away somewhere, don't perform, bash the NFL again, then write a letter to a coach begging to be on the team. And y'all still kneeling. You gotta be stupid at this point. You know they wasn't doing nothing but getting attention and making a rack. Come on, man. Let's watch this video.
How do y'all feel about that when it comes to Kaepernick? The fact that he's still trying to get into the league, the fact that he sued the league, but then still tried to get back into the league, took a settlement, but then still wanted to get back into the league. What does that show for y'all? I don't know. I'm really just asking because I think about it, but I'm not really I'm not really sure where I stand on it.
Show up late.
What's so proudly we had the twice.
And they teach. I'm finna get heated. They teaching the next generation of young people to be stupid. Why you got your hands in your mother freaking pockets? This what makes me mad. I'm gonna play the video. I swear I'm gonna play the video. What makes me mad is people died. They died for the freedom of people who live in America. People died. 18-year-olds.
Hold on though, bruh. This is my point though. Why are we only concerned about? Hold on.
Men left their family forever, left their football aspirations, basketball aspirations, and they died so that you can be free. And we have the most freedom out of.
So why do we only focus? And maybe I'm missing it. The people that died for, you know, they always say people died for the freedom, you know, for us to have the freedoms that we have. Yeah, but the freedoms that came along with this country also came along with our people dying. You talk about genocide. We're talking about genocide and what's going on with Israel and Palestine. What about the genocide that America's responsible for? What about the genocide that when you go to Philly and you see or Delaware, when I went down to Delaware and they still got Christopher Columbus's statue up there? What about? I'm really just asking a question. I'm really just asking a question. Am I being a victim, Tafari, or am I just pointing out certain stuff? Now, I'm not going to let it impact me and, you know, use this to say, well, this is why I can't be successful in this country. Nah, but I'm also going to recognize the fact that the level of hypocrisy comes with so much disrespect. So much disrespect where it's like he's talking about the lives that were lost for us to have freedom. Bro, what about the lives that were lost and that look like your black ass, bro? Like, why is there only consideration for one? But maybe I'm missing it.
Any nation ever to exist on planet Earth, and people are getting paid millions to play basketball. And you got your hands in your mother freaking pockets. God, I want to cuss. Your hands in your pocket. I will slap the taste out of the mouth of people doing this. I want to. But it's America, so they can be stupid. But in the inside, I would love just slap you disrespecting this country.
That's why I said,
so
like,
put a
you're doing
uniform
too
on
much.
and tell me how you feel. All right, let me get back to this thing. Can't even take his hat off.
Through the perilous fight.
And let me say this. White people don't do this like black people do. Show me an NBA player that's white that'll do this. That ain't virtue signaling for a black man. Okay. That's what I thought. Shameful. It makes me mad, man. It's like Colin Kaepernick. It makes me mad. Like, at least this girl right here, this young girl right here got her hand on her chest. Little kid back here, you can't see him. He got his hand on his chest. Everybody in the crowd got their hand on their chest. The stupid basketball players got their hand in, like, I don't want to really be participating in it. Shut the front door. You cowards. You 18-year-old weenies. None of y'all got enough courage to go fight for nothing. Won't put your life on the line for nothing. And you got the nerve to try to act like you somehow protesting the country. Shut the front door. You got white.
I don't know, man. What y'all thinking?
People playing on a basketball team together, and they talk about America is racist. We fighting social injustice. Shut the front door, man. Y'all, I've been doing this for 5 years now, and
enough of Officer Tatum. Enough of the Officer Tatum. Hold on, Big Bro wrote one more historical fact: the Mexicans were black before the Spanish got here, and after 200 years of mixing, the current people are the results. No argument from me there, bro. No argument from me there. You know what else is wild, bro? I'm gonna keep it honest. So speaking of Mexicans, when I was down in Mexico last year, we went down to, we were in Los Cabos, whatever. Cabo St. Lucas, whatever. And I didn't see a lot of darker skinned Mexicans, but I ran into one at a restaurant. Like I said, different species. I ran into one at a restaurant, and he was our waiter. And I said, yo, like I'm like, how come, you don't see a lot of darker skin, your hair. I was telling him, I was like, yo, your hair is like the texture of like our hair. Your hair is like very similar to our texture. And he got offended, kind of. Like, he really got offended. I guess I should have maybe assumed that, but he kind of got offended to where I could tell that he did not think that I was giving him a compliment. He did not think that I was giving him a compliment, but I was just so, I don't know. I was very just torn, because even if you look back to like a lot of those statues and stuff that are in Mexico that were found, those artifacts, you see a lot of black features. But with a lot of, when I went there now, I was just surprised that I did not see as many darker skinned Mexicans. But I agree with what you're saying. Big bro. I agree with what you're saying. And hold on. The fact that you said it's a hot take, is that something that you don't necessarily believe? Because it's funny that, and I think we all do this. What he just said to me didn't come across like a hot take, maybe just because I believe it, but I don't know. Is it a hot take, or is it just, I don't know. But we're going to move on. All right, so moving on to the next video. This is a clip that I got from, I'm not even sure who did the clip, but it was about Vivek, our dude Vivek. Hold on. Ant wrote, darker skin is further inland. Pueblo. Yeah, why is that? Why do you think that is, that there's more darker skinned people further inland? Why is that? I don't know, just something to think about. All right, so let's get on to this next video. Let's get to this next video. We're going to talk about Vivek. So Vivek did a town hall. As you all know, I'm a fan of Vivek. He's one of my top people when it comes to presidency, as far as who I'm rocking with. It's like RFK, it's Vivek. For me, it's between RFK Jr., Vivek, and Trump right now. It is what it is. That's who it's between for me. I don't know about y'all, but
let me ask you about something
hold
that
on.
you said.
Let's take a listen to this and get y'all thoughts on it.
Debate last week, you used the phrase inside job to describe what happened on January 6th.
We do have a government, first of all, we have to acknowledge, that has lied to us systematically over the last several years about the origin of COVID-19, about the Hunter Biden laptop that we were told was false by 51 CIA experts and otherwise, before we now know that it was true. You can go straight down the list: the Trump-Russia disinformation, collusion hoax, all of it. Now we come to January 6th. The reality is we know that there were federal law enforcement agents in that field. We don't know how many. I think it's shameful. If I may finish just answering.
Well, let me
this
just.
is,
I'm
why is she
gonna
doing
go ahead
that?
and interrupt you here because
I know this,
that
the establishment doesn't approve of this
you're
message.
saying
I know
that there
this,
were
but
federal
we should
agents.
be able to talk about this.
You're saying that there were federal agents.
This is
in the
important to
crowd.
talk about.
You are saying there were federal agents in the crowd on January 6th.
Yep.
There is no evidence that there were federal agents in the crowd on January 6th.
So why, before Congress, when pressed on what the number was, they didn't say there were none. They just couldn't say how many there were.
So you're saying that that you have not seen any evidence.
So
that
we've
there
seen
were,
multiple.
and so
We've seen multiple informants suggesting that there were. We know people were FBI informants who were asked.
Is there any evidence?
So in case y'all aren't familiar, obviously we know what happened on January 6th, but a lot of stuff now is coming out with the new footage that kind of tells a little bit of a different story than what was initially marketed to us. So there's a couple things to pay attention to that. And then I don't know why. First off, why does it always seem like they get the black woman or black guy to be the person to go up there not prepared to go against guys like Vivek and all the conservatives or whatever? It just seems like a dynamic that they're pushing on purpose, in my opinion. Where it's very strategic, where you have the liberal station or the liberal outlet. Let's get a black, either like a soft guy or a strong black woman to go up there and put her foot down against the conservative candidate. Is that just something? Maybe I'm just painting the wrong picture here, but I tend to see that a lot. Or maybe it's something that I'm sensitive to or just looking out to. So therefore, I see more of it.
May I just finish this, and you can come back and question me?
Let me clarify.
I know it's very uncomfortable for you.
I'm going to clarify my question.
I know this is an uncomfortable issue for many people, but we have to do the truth here.
I'm going to clarify my question because I want to make sure that you understand what I'm asking.
I understand this deeply. And I told you, I was with you 3 years ago. I'm not there now.
Where is the evidence?
Yes.
Where is the evidence that the government had a plot?
Let's do this.
An inside job.
But no, I'm going to tell you what an inside job is. I'm not
violence on January 6th.
I'm not going to let you put words in my mouth. I'm going to put my words in my mouth. And I'm going to tell you what I mean by that.
Where is the evidence that the government was?
I don't know, the aggressive nature of the black. Now, let me stop. I'm just joking. But Big Bro wrote, just another fun fact. It was colluded with most of the world to say that dark people are bad or the enemy because they wanted the right to take the resources from them. Definitely a fact. Not very fun. Definitely a fact. All right, so Tafari, let's have this combo. Hold on, let's pause on Vivek for a sec. Let's pause on Vivek because this is something that I was looking at when they were talking about I didn't want to bring it up until I did a little research on it, but I'll ask y'all, and then maybe y'all could do some research on it as well. The Dark Ages. Why are the Dark Ages called the Dark Ages in Europe? And I used to think like, they make it seem as if, this is the Dark Ages when, people were living like beasts, nobody was, it just brings back a time where you just think of a time where you would not want to live. But then I heard a couple people talking about how the Dark Ages really stood for, because that's when the Moors were in control of Europe. And that's when a lot of darker skinned people were in control, and it just gives a very negative impact. And what Tafari's talking about, I feel the same way, where dark is always viewed as, this super duper negative thing. And I don't know, but Big Bro, I'm with you on that. And as far as what Ant's talking about, like the whole let him speak, I don't understand this. I don't understand this with her. Like, you got a presidential candidate, you're cutting him off. You're getting away with things that, if the roles were reversed, it would be a big issue. If there was an Indian guy or any guy cutting off a woman, how she's cutting him off, it would be an issue. All right, so let's keep going with the video.
Was involved
entrapment,
in planning or executing January 6th.
So I'm going to give you hard facts, and if I may, Abby, I know this is going to be a little uncomfortable, but we're going to go through this, and you can push back on it after that. And you can push back on that, and let's do this fairly. Why did they suppress footage of now what's been released, 200 hours of footage of shooting rubber bullets into that crowd, shooting tear gas into that crowd. You didn't see that before. You saw what the response was to that. Now you see footage
what you
coming
mean,
out of
candlelight?
actually rolling out the red carpet for Capitol Police allowing people
Ramaswamy,
in
again,
right through the front door.
Well, you gotta let him
That
talk.
video evidence should have been released before, Abby.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
That
the
evidence
vast
should have been
majority
released
of the
before.
footage shows
And my deeper
police
question
officers
is this.
being overrun
And I want to talk about one more
by
case.
violent
This is really important.
riders. That's
Yeah, I'm
what
going
the
to
vast
give you some
majority
hard facts.
of it shows.
So here's what entrapment
You can't
is.
cherry
Here's-
pick.
I'm not cherry picking.
You
If I
cannot-
may finish,
you
Abby.
cannot
If I may
cherry
finish,
pick
Abby. I'm not cherry picking.
examples.
To the
and
contrary. To the
you
contrary.
cannot
You know who
cherry
cherry
pick
picked?
examples
You know who cherry
and
picked?
say
The
that
government
that
did.
is what
The
happened on
government
January
cherry picked
6th.
12 hours of
That's a
footage.
fact.
When there was 200 hours of footage. So cherry picking was the government, not me. Release the whole thing. And let me just finish one thing too, because this is super important as a topic.
So
I think this is a civil libertarian issue of our time.
when we are
Gretchen Whitmer's
talking-
kidnapping. I want to be really clear on this, because it's the same issue in the same FBI, same even part of the FBI. 3 people who were in an alleged plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer were acquitted at the end of trial because it was entrapment. That is, government agents put them up to do something they otherwise wouldn't have done. Same thing with the
14
Capitol Police. People
Entrapment. Shout out to The Wire. I'm gonna give y'all a test. And I know you watch The Wire. Big bro, I don't know if you checked out The Wire. Who here can tell me who used entrapment in The Wire to get out of a situation? And I'll give you a clue. It was with McNulty. It was with McNulty. I don't even know why I know this. Oh, Candlelight. Oh, he's funny as hell. Who in The Wire used entrapment? He used to be around Montclair. He used to come down to Glenfield and whatnot. Who used it? It was my boy Bodie. Bodie, he definitely used the entrapment. So what they're saying is that, and they definitely do need a moderator. What Vivek is saying that because there's a certain form, or because people were, I guess, acquitted or whatever, because of the entrapment, that shows that the government was pushing and influencing these people to make a stance in the situation that he's discussing. But hold on, let's keep going a little bit. Let's keep going.
Mr. Ramaswamy, many of those people then being
Mr. Ramaswamy,
charged.
look,
the government cannot put you up to do something and then charge you for it. That's wrong.
I don't want to.
And she's supposed to be the moderator. Yo, that's wild. Hold on.
I have to interrupt you.
It's very wild. And this is a town hall that they're hosting to hear their guest Vivek. And it looks like they're having a debate.
Really don't. But I don't want you to mislead the audience here or
I'm
at
not.
home.
Abby, I think they've been misled by the mainstream media.
14 people.
The mainstream media has misled them.
14
Release
people
the
were
video
charged in that plot. A majority of them were convicted.
I said 3 of them were acquitted on grounds of entrapment. That's a fact. Dispute me. Was I wrong about that?
What folks need to understand.
Was I wrong about what I said?
What
I was
folks
not.
need to understand
3
is
people were
that
acquitted on grounds of entrapment.
9 were
A juror apologized.
9 were
Yeah,
convicted.
but the 3 who were put up should have never got to that stage of a
to
trial.
the January
okay?
6th
That's
issue.
unacceptable in the United States.
Look, I just want people to understand. 3 people were acquitted. 9 people were convicted
I
in
heard
that
you, Abby.
plot. But let me get back to our audience here.
We will use our own military to secure our own border. Right now, we can use it to secure somebody else's border. Let's use it to secure our own southern border and our northern border, too. Don't forget about that. Complete the border wall. Stop federal aid to any Central American country until they have secured their own borders for every country between Venezuela and Mexico. Then I want to implement, I would say, the best border policy.
Hold on, let me catch up with the chat. Hold on. So, Big Bro, I thought it was because of the pandemics they were going through at the time, doctors not washing their hands and killing moms and babies and a bunch of other stuff like that. I think that was part of it, especially in the beginning. And then I think the Moors were the ones that kind of brought them out of it. But I think it was still labeled, while the Moors were in control, the Dark Ages. But like I said, that's why I didn't want to comment it, because that's what I wanted to ask y'all, because I wasn't familiar with it. When dude said it, I was kind of like, oh, shoot, like, word. I got to look into that a little bit more. But we definitely should look into that, because if that's the case, that it just kind of gives us a little more insight on things. Tafari wrote, most women find it difficult. Yo, Tafari, bro. He said most women find it difficult to engage properly in a healthy debate. Yeah, we're gonna move on. Ant wrote, they put her in place to provoke him. And that's my point. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. But I hate the fact that it's like we always, because what it does is it pushes a narrative that blacks shouldn't be conservative, that conservatives don't like black people, as if somebody does liking us, and as if somebody does like us, and if that even matters in anything. But I just feel like we always get used as pawns to make these liberal arguments in support of these silly agendas. And to me, this is just another example of it. I got it. That's just from my understanding. And Ant wrote, health was definitely a big part of the dark ages as per history books. I'm gonna dig in and pause. Yeah, I wanna learn more about it. We could definitely learn more about it. Maybe, matter of fact, we could talk a little bit about it on Monday. Laughing my ass off. Dak the Taft Whisperer. Yo, big bro. No, I'm not reading some of the stuff that he be posting. I just can't. But let's get into a little bit more of this, and then we got another video.
Of all, which is ending the illegal incentives to be here. End birthright citizenship for the kids of illegal migrants to whom the 14th Amendment does not apply. End federal funding to sanctuary cities. Many people skip this one, but this one's the hard one. I do believe that anybody who's in this country illegally needs to be returned to their country of origin. Not because they're all bad people. In fact, many of them are good people. Many of them, if we're being honest, if we were in their shoes and there's a president of the United States who's been giving them a wink and a nod to come on over, if we were in a tough spot, maybe we would have done the same thing. So this is not a value judgment about those people. It's a value judgment about this country. We're founded on the rule of law. We don't need new laws. The existing law, it's called 287G. It allows you to actually serve an ICE agent to allow local law enforcement across this country to serve their warrants. That's 1 million law enforcement officers. We can then get that done. But again, all it takes is a president with the spine. And if I swear an oath to the Constitution, I intend to keep it. I hope my best days are still ahead of me. And I think as a leader, I reject this narrative that we have to be that nation in decline, that we have to be ancient Rome. I think our nation, like you, is actually a little young. Going through our own version of adolescence. Figuring out who we're going to be when we grow up. And when you view it that way, it all makes sense again. To me, it does. You go through that identity crisis. You lose your way a little bit. I don't know about you, but I did some stupid things, right? But we're stronger for it when we get to our adulthood on the other side. So no, I don't think we have to be that nation in decline. And tell the people in your class the same thing. We can still be a nation in our ascent.
Vivek, what y'all thinking, baby? And hold on, let me catch up with the chat. Tafari wrote, I don't think I'm wild. I think I tell the truth, and people don't like hearing the truth. I don't disagree. Tafari definitely be telling the truth. Tafari tells the truth. I mean, well, put it this way. Y'all know when I disagree with Tafari. So sometimes I think big bro, I'm rocking with him. But sometimes we just see it from a different, so a lot of times we agree on certain stuff, but we just more so go back and forth on the solution to actually solve the problem at hand. So now y'all thinking I'm agreeing with the fact that Tafari said most women find it difficult to be quiet. I'm being a sucker, huh, Far? I'm being a sucker a little bit. I got to take a stance one way or another, right? Man, see, now I'm going to sit here and be like, well, I think most people have a problem being quiet, right? Give the political answer, the politically correct answer. I don't know. It is what it is. Shout out to Queez in the building. Shout out to Queez in the building. All right, we're going to get to this next video. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but testosterone is down. Yeah, and I think so Ant wrote delivery, not message, T. Ant, you queuing it up. You giving him an alley-oop to just say the same thing that Charleston White said. Charleston White said what? People only care about delivery when when the message is telling you something that you don't want to hear. That's the only time where people focus and make it more about the delivery than the message. When you're saying something that you know is true, but that you don't want to hear. Yo, Ant said, tap is Charleston White. Hey, yo, Tafari definitely got some Charleston in him. And that's a compliment. Tafari definitely got some Charleston in him. All right, so let's look at this next video because I think that it's interesting. I think that this is going to support more of the people that are out, the people that eat meat, you know, in this society. They're talking about how Bill Gates is pushing people to not eat meat, how that may affect the lower levels of testosterone, all this other stuff. So we're going to talk about it. And I want to know, are they using food to lower our testosterone? With all this processed foods and all this other stuff, are they using the food? So let's have a little bit of this convo. Patrick Bet David, he was having it with the guest, and we'll get into it a little bit.
I got this article here about superfoods. You know, sometimes superfoods are like, hey, here's it's a very trendy topic. And so here we go. Superfoods you should be eating according to a dietitian, a U.S. News and World Report. Superfoods are nutrients-rich foods that can have positive effects on health due to their high level of fiber, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants. And, you know, Joe Bauer, a health and nutrition expert, defines superfoods as wholesome food that inherently has components that can improve health. And those foods are typically low in unhealthy ingredients like salt, sugar, and saturated fat. Some of the superfoods, does it have it listed here what some of the superfoods are, Rob, or no? Diet rich in fruits. Are there any superfoods like, hey, liver, you know, is there heart, or is there any superfood you say, these are some of the things that I have in my diet?
And Sharon, as I'm putting your comment up, I want to make sure. So Sharon, you're saying you think that they are using the foods to lower our testosterone, and they're using it almost. That's not chemical warfare. That's food warfare. But I'm with you. I'm with you on it.
Or no, it's just steak and fish and chicken.
It's pretty simple. It's all healthy stuff. I think, you know, fruits, vegetables. I think whole foods. Eating as much variety of whole foods is the best thing that you can do. Single ingredient foods. If anybody changed their entire diet to single ingredient foods, you'd be healthier. The less processed shit you eat, the better. And you talk about like low testosterone and stuff going on right now.
Hold on. Is low testosterone the reason? Can we blame that? Can we blame everything on low testosterone? Can we blame the fact that our kids are growing up, you know, without the fathers there, the lack of father involvement, the lack of men being, you know, true leaders, all these different things? Can we blame all of that on the lack of testosterone? What's happening with the trans, where they're passing laws and stuff, allowing kids to change their sexuality, all these different things. Can we blame it on the lack of testosterone? And I'm not talking about the kid, and maybe this is also an issue. I wasn't even really thinking about the kids when I was thinking about it. So there's the kid aspect to where it's like, well, why would a kid, let's say a boy, not want to, you know, or not feel that they're a boy growing up? You know what I mean? They feel like they want to change their sex to a woman or a girl. Is that from a lack of testosterone? And then you got the other side, the fact that parents and men in this country are allowing it. Is that the lack of testosterone? So I don't know. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on. So Tafari. So Ja wrote, yeah, they know. Yeah, we noticed. Queens wrote, salt and sugar, our biggest killers. We talk about drugs. Those are the worst ones, our biggest killers. And it's like, it's like it tastes so good. It makes everything taste good, but that's just the life balance, right? The things that it's going through the pain, the stuff that we talked about before. Most of the things that if we just focus on the pleasure during the process, then we're probably not going to get to the desired results. It's the same thing that we talked about, whether we're looking for a goal to reach a goal, if we just focus on the things that bring us pleasure, we're probably less likely to get to that desired goal. It's the same thing with eating. If we just focus on the stuff that we want to eat, that's a pleasure for us to eat, then we're probably not going to get to our health goals. So all this stuff is connected. Big Bro wrote, laughing my ass off, Dak preparing for politics. And yeah, hard delivery will always hurt the weak. All right, so hold on. So, and this is what we go back and forth on all the time. If hard delivery hurts the weak, well, I guess the one question has to be asked is, do they need to be hurt? But and then the next question is that effective? It may be. I'm asking, is hard delivery the most effective thing for the majority of people? I don't know. Ant wrote in the job funny. A lot, hold on. Sharon wrote, a lot can be blamed on it, even political affiliations. Interesting. Matter of fact, elaborate on that a little bit, Sharon, if you can. As far as with the political affiliations, Ant wrote, I was going to blame it on too many men skipping leg day. That's a fact too. Ant wrote, and Tab, don't isolate the majority. That was my question, Ant. Like, if the majority of the people are weak, does it make sense? And I get it. Let's say, going back to the example with 100 people in the room. So let's say 100 people in the room are weak. Are we saying that we need to hurt them? They need this harsh delivery that hurts them because that's what's going to impact them to become better versions of themselves? Or are we just saying like, well, I don't care. I'm just saying it like that because that's how I want to say it. And I don't care how it impacts them. I guess it aligns with what the goal is. So I don't know. I don't know which delivery is better. Honestly, it may be to the point where it doesn't even matter the delivery. People just going to do what they doing. Najah wrote, depends on the messenger. Okay, I agree with that, John. Y'all trying to, I feel like all these is little shots at Tafari, basically saying, Tafari, your delivery is off based on you nah, I'm just joking. Nah, I'm not starting nothing. I was just messing. I don't think Josh saying that. That was more to Ant's point. Ant definitely saying that. So Sharon wrote, a study showed that men with lower testosterone are liberals. When they fix their testosterone levels, they actually turn conservative. Yo, show me this study. Sharon. I got to see that. When you get a chance, please send that to Tafari and then send it to me. I would agree. Matter of fact, I don't even need the study. I'll agree. I think that just weaker men are, in my opinion, just have found themselves aligning more with and pushing more of the liberal agenda. That's just my opinion. I would say that. I don't know. To me, it's not even a question. Tafari wrote, we can blame it on the lack. If you think about it, most of our issues are because dudes are too feminine and women out here wilding and they don't have much. So the proof is in the pudding. I agree. So if this is the case, then perhaps we can solve a lot of our issues by simply changing what we're consuming, the food that we're consuming. Now, are y'all going to sit here and say, now we got to get into the conversation with which gives us more testosterone? Is it the fruits and the veggies, or is it the meat and everything else like that? So hold on to Big Bro. And another thing, and speaking of this, Tafari said on the other show that he would move back up here if I went back to eating meat. Big bro, I would consider that if you would really move up here. I consider that. That's how much I want you up here. That's how much I want you up here. Need you up here. We got to be. It's tough to build with people that when you're in a different state. It's tough to build with people in a different state. But going back to your point that you made, I kind of lost. Hold on, I kind of lost my point. We can blame it on the lack. If you think about it, most of our issues are dudes are too feminine. Okay, my point was that if it shows that eating meat lowers your testosterone, or that eating meat in this country, the meat that we consume, if it shows that lowers your testosterone, would you consider giving the meat up and consider telling other people like, yo, y'all shouldn't be eating all this meat? It's lowering your testosterone. These lower testosterone, that's causing all the issues that we have in our community, whether it's dying from high blood pressure, diabetes, all these different illnesses, heart failure, all these different things. Or if it comes down to the political topics and the agendas that we're pushing, just because lower testosterone, we're not standing on certain principles and values. Would you give it up? That would be my question. Ant wrote, I don't respond to negative reinforcement. Some think that's weak. Try me though. I don't respond to negative reinforcement. Hold on. Yo, Ant still laughing about that study with Sharon. Yo, I gotta see that. Hold on. Dak putting that battery in his back for content. Hey, yo, chill. Y'all saying that I'm putting the battery in Tafari back for content? Yo, keep going, Far. That's why I always say Tafari is needed. His voice is needed. Tafari is needed, man. Tafari wrote, Ant, that is weak. It's the lack of discipline that makes you not able to respond properly. Baz G in the building. Baz wrote, everything in balance. Yo, that's what I push more for. When people ask me about not eating meat and the fish and the eggs, I always tell them like, and I don't know if this is right, but I always tell them like, yo, don't just limit your meat, if anything, like just, have more of a balance. I always tell them that, but am I telling them the wrong thing, Baz? Am I telling them, should it really just be, because I know that we say everything in balance, but is that the case when it comes to food? Like, should I be able to have sugar? I mean, should I be able to, drink soda? Balance that out with, drinking water. Or should I just not drink soda? So I don't know, but I think I like I said, I agree with Bez. That's what I pretty much recommend when I tell people like, yeah, don't do the whole, don't completely cut it out. Just have a healthy balance that works for you. If you want to limit your meat, limit your meat. If you want to limit your fish. Just have a good balance. Have your veggies, have your fruits, have this balance. That's what I tell people. But sometimes I wonder, like, should I be more so just pushing it to be, don't eat meat? I don't know. Same, Taff, you got to be back. Yeah, you got to move back, bro. Or we got to move somewhere else. Figure this out. And I disagree, Taff. Not everyone is a monolith. Hold on. Oh, I didn't even read Tafari's comment. My fault. So Tafari wrote, Ant, that is weak. It's the lack of discipline that makes you not able to respond properly. So Ant wrote, and I disagree, Taff. Not everyone is a monolith. Tafari wrote, even if it was the messenger, the stupidity of people to miss the message because they're too butthurt, which makes them stupid and weak. Once again, it's the delivery. But the message, I got to agree with. Because, and think about what I'm saying. And I think Ant's different because Ant is, I think the point that Tafari's making does not necessarily mean that what Ant's saying is weak in Ant's case, because I think Ant's the type of person that he may not like the negative convo, but maybe it's still going to push him to do what he needs to do. I don't know. You tell me, Ant. But when it comes to what Tafari just wrote, it is. If I'm sitting in a room and let's say that I don't like somebody or that somebody said something that hurts my feelings or something like that, or triggers me, if I'm sitting in the room with them and they're a person that's very successful in areas that, I want to be successful in, and that they've done a lot of the things that I'm striving to do, would it not be weak and stupid of me to not take the message away, to take the lessons, the things that I can take away from them, that I can implement into my life to get to the goals that I'm looking to get to? Would it be weak? Is it weak and stupid for me to just be like, nah, I'm not listening to them because they said this and that affected? No, I didn't like it the way that they said this, and I was offended. Yeah, but did you get the lesson? Because even if you are offended by it, the only time we're going to make change is if we're successful. And a lot of times that success comes with having a bag of money. So if this person can help you get to, hold on. If this person can help you get to, I can't even, I just had to mute it real quick because I had to pass gas. But I don't know if y'all caught the tail end of it. It is what it is. But damn, now I lost my train of thought. But if we're not taking the message away that can help us make more money, that can help us compete with people like that, compete with people that we're not necessarily aligned with their agenda, how they see things. If we're not able to take the game away, regardless of how the message is given to us, then the only person that's suffering from that is us, right? Because think about it. If I'm successful and I'm standing on stage giving game to a group of people, I'm not benefiting really from giving y'all game. Like, whether y'all take heed to it or not, I'm still winning. But now if the person in the audience decides to not take heed to what the person is saying in a real world example, then who's the weak, stupid fool? I don't know. All right, so let's get to get you the test boaters. Hold up, Bez. What's the test boaters? What's the test? Oh, I'm a few minutes behind. So let me catch up. If meat is giving femme vibes, then I'm off it. Pause. If meat is giving feminine vibes, then I'm off it. All right. Ja laughing. Hold on. So hold on. So Najaro, I agree, Tafari. And Queez wrote, is it easier to give something up completely or to moderate it? Yo, that's a good point, because in my opinion, extreme is easier in a lot of situations. And Queez wrote, I struggle with that. Hadn't had red meat for a while, but we had it a few weeks ago. LOL. It's a question, but going back to what Queez wrote, I think the Queez just brought up something like a great point. Is it easier to give something up or to completely or to moderate it? I think that this is part of the problem that we have in society, because think about it from a political standpoint. It's a lot easy to be extreme on one side, extreme on the other. I'm running with the Democrats, everything that they say I'm agreeing with, or I'm a Republican, everything they say that I'm agreeing with. It's very hard, because it's very hard to kind of be in the middle and to not base it off of just being in a particular group and having a more extreme or polarizing opinion on things. Why? Because it requires us to actually look into it. It requires us to not just say, oh, well, Trump said it and I like Trump, so I'm agreeing with it. Or Biden said it, I like Biden, so I'm agreeing with it. What it requires us is to actually listen, actually process, actually do research as far as what's better. Because there's certain things that Trump's going to say that I may disagree with and agree with maybe over here a little bit more, and vice versa. Now, y'all know how I feel about the Democrats. I can't stand them. I don't like them and any of that. But if something is said that I agree with from a Democrat, then I'm going to be open to, which a perfect example is RFK Jr. Shoot, I love RFK Jr. I think RFK Jr., I think that he's the type of person that may be the best personality to be president for our country, especially when it comes to, we talk about unity and not having all of this hatred for each other. I think that he's definitely a person that maybe even more than, well, definitely more than Trump, maybe more than Vivek, that if he's the president, he would bring more unity to the country and get rid of a lot of all this arguing and fighting. Queez wrote, Tafari wrote, there he go with the damn big words. Queez wrote, first off, you throwing too many big words in there. Ant wrote, I'll take the lesson, but yes, if your method is negative reinforcement, then yeah, I will have to respect you or have to be doing better than me. Okay, yeah, I get that. Basically, like if it's negative reinforcement and somebody's giving you game, then I'm only going to take it if you're in a higher position than me, or if I respect you to a certain degree. I get what you're saying. Queez wrote, and I'm going to take it as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with this sale. Test boosters. What are test boosters, Bez? And I know give me my matter of fact, I might have lost context of what we were discussing when you wrote that, because I know you wrote it a couple minutes ago, and I'm a little bit late. But what's a test booster? Ant wrote, if you on stage, you better be getting a check. You're benefiting, laughing my ass off. Yeah, you're getting a check. What I'm saying is I don't benefit based on whether or not you decide to listen to my information. I already got my check. I'm getting paid regardless. So I'm here for a reason, clearly, to speak to you. Your company or whoever hired you hired me to give y'all game. Now, if you don't receive the game based on, oh, I didn't like the delivery, then that's on you. Tafari wrote, Ant sounds like Kanye. Why you say Ant sound like Kanye? I don't know. Let's keep going with the video though a little bit. Queez wrote, typos be killing me. Nah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. All right, let's keep going.
Now, I think a lot of that is from processed foods, having shitty crops. So a lot of the natural foods are even shitty over here. Microplastics and everything, all that stuff. I think that's really leading to low testosterone in men. And they've proven some of it has happened. It's kind of like underage studies that people don't look at too much. But I think a lot of that comes from diet and lifestyle. And it's hard in America. And everybody said that. And I experienced it for the first time myself this year. You go to Italy for 10 days and you eat whatever the fuck you want, you'll lose weight, you'll feel great, you'll have great energy.
Oh, shit.
Look amazing. Yeah. I literally was like getting leaner, eating pasta and pizza all day. I was like, what the fuck?
And see, that's another thing, because it may just not be about the meat. Oh, let me turn my mic down. I feel like I've been loud as hell all day. It may not be specifically about the meat, but it may just be about the meat over here. Like I've heard a lot of people talk about, when you go to other countries, the food quality is just better. So therefore you could eat more and it not inflate you how the food that we eat does to us and cause all these health issues. You still feel healthy. You still feel energetic. You don't feel like that sluggish, that itis that we always talk about with the food that we eat over here. And perhaps it's because we're just eating low quality food. But if the meat is low quality and we don't have access to getting higher quality meat, and the veggies and the fruit and the grains or whatever else is more of a safer bet, is that something that we should be considering in what we're eating? So that would be my question.
I came back from Italy. I was like, all right, I'm gonna get back on diet, and started eating on diet, and it felt like a little more inflamed. It didn't feel as good. I was like, there. And
how many fat Italians do you see? Honestly,
me
you go to Europe. When you go to Europe,
less in America.
How many fat Italians? You don't see a lot of fat.
No, they're walking everywhere. We're Ubering.
The lifestyle, the walking, the food.
Yeah,
their soil.
But a part of it is the processed food. I mean, there's this article here about 8 major factors that cause low testosterone levels.
Yeah.
1, aging. Okay, which makes sense. Testosterone naturally declines with age, starting in the 40s and significantly dropping at around 50. About 20% of men over 60 have levels that would qualify as low. Excess weight. Obesity is linked to low testosterone levels due to factors like leptin inhibiting production. Low testosterone can lead to reduced physical activity and weight gain, creating a vicious cycle. Okay. 3, testicular problems, conditions affecting the testicles, like undescended testicles or Klinefelter syndrome. What the hell is that? Rob, can you pull that up to see what that is?
Don't Google image that one, though.
Yeah, don't do it. Is where boys and men are born with an extra X chromosome package of genes found in every cell in the body. There are 2 types of chromosomes called the sex chromosome and determine the genetic sex of a baby. Okay. 4, pituitary disorders, issues with pituitary gland, or can lower hormone levels potentially due to conditions like the Kalman syndrome, chronic health conditions, lack of sleep, diet.
Yo, this is what the sleep one is always one that gets me. Oh, Bez, yo, my bad, Bez. I'm all off. When he said test boosters, I'm like, what test? Like, to take what test? He talking about the testosterone boosters. Yeah, yo, hold on. That's another. It's funny that you mentioned that, Bez. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the testosterone boosters? What are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts on the testosterone boosters? And I ask that because is it along the lines of Ozempic? Is it along the lines of Ozempic? Is it, and there's a lot of people that are taking testosterone, especially minor dosages. I know women that are taking testosterone as they get older to kind of help them with certain things. I'm not really the biggest supplement person in general. So me, I tend to always lean towards the more natural approach, rather than taking the testosterone boosters, finding out different, here go Ant, finding out different nuts that you can eat, like almonds, different things of that nature. Here go Ant with the, whoa, here go Ant with the, hey, yo, watch. But all joking aside, there's certain nuts that you can eat that have high levels of testosterone. I think almonds and maybe walnuts, that are very high in or testosterone boosting. But is it better to have the natural boost, or is it better to have the testosterone boost that Bez is referring to? Or does it not even matter? Is it just like, yo, just get the testosterone in, that's the most important thing, and then worry about it later. So Tafari wrote, bro, all the foods we eat here are from Bill Gates and his peeps. So veggies or meat is gonna be effed. It's about your attitude and the gym. Tafari, yo, when he's right, he's right. When he's right, he's right. Now, I think the veggies are a safer bet, but I do think that they're doing stuff with the vegetables as well, spraying it with all these pesticides and stuff like that. However, I guess the veggies, now we got to get to the conversation. Should we all be having our own garden? Having a garden within the household. I was just having a conversation about this. Maybe one of your rooms in your home should be, used as like a little greenhouse area or something like that. I don't know. Bez said keeps my is strong. Oh, so Bez, what does it do? How does it make you feel? Do you really feel the difference between when you get the testosterone boost compared to when you don't? Like, do you really feel that difference? That would be my question. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe it's just shit. Hold on. Veggies make the doo-doo slide. Veggies definitely make the doo-doo slide. Shout out to Queez. All right, let's keep going a little bit. Hold on. Josh said, got to cut out the dairy for sure. Yo, that may be the worst one. When you look at like the inflammation that it causes, the dairy may be the worst one. Dairy may be worse than meat. Matter of fact, I would say that dairy is definitely worse than meat. And I would also say, because milk, hold on. You're eating like pus. Like, it's like pus. That's what milk is. It's made with like pus. Like, matter of fact, hold on, Ja. Hold on, Ja. I wanna to Ja's point. Hold on. We're gonna hold on. This may get a little nasty. Hold on. Hold on. Yo, all right, hold on. Ja wrote facts. Hold on, I gotta show y'all this. Y'all ready to be Y'all ready to be grossed out? All right, here we go. Hold on. How do I get this? Hold on. Do y'all see that? That's what y'all drinking? Ugh. And I can't front. I eat cheese every once in a while. So. Is that what you can't tell me that that's healthy? Yo, this is disgusting. Alright, so I just wanted to show y'all that. Y'all should be mad at me for that. That's nasty. That's nasty. But it is what it is, yo. It is what it is. We gotta play that. We gotta play that. Oh, Bez talking about sexual health. So I guess it helps with the sexual health. Najaro, that mucus causing substance is the root of the majority of the sicknesses. That's a fact, yo. You got to really look into this stuff. Matter of fact, all these people that get sick, to me, it's so, all of these sicknesses, every single sickness, do we realize that our body can heal itself? That our body can heal itself, but we have to make sure that we're putting the right things in our body. So when somebody gets sick, it is so simple. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's very simple to get back healthy. Matter of fact, I remember growing up, whenever I used to have the flu, my parents would say, like, yo, don't eat too much dairy, because we would go to, shout out to Dr. Foss, we would go to the allergist, and just, was he an allergist? Or just a internal medicine doctor, whatever. But we would go to, and the doctor would always say, stay off the dairy because, it produced a lot of mucus. But in all actuality, that should be something that we stay off all the time, to be totally honest. But it's out there. Bez wrote dairy, all that mucus. Yeah, I do meat, eggs, my weakness. Yeah, meat and eggs, bro. I miss eggs, bro. I'll be totally honest with you. There's not a day that goes by. Ja, you probably different. I feel like we've had this conversation, but for me, there's not a meal that goes by. I'm thinking about a bacon, egg, and cheese right now. I'm keeping it real. But what I'm probably going to go to and get after this is a avocado, avocado, lettuce, and tomato. And try to front like it hits the same. And matter of fact, yeah, I gotta get off here soon. But yeah, let's get through this video, and then we're gonna wrap this up on a Friday. So Sharon wrote, was about to hold on. Did I miss something that I want to make sure I didn't miss anything that Sharon wrote? Yo, back up off the dairy talk. Sharon and I opening up an ice cream shop. Get some vegan ice cream, baby. Get some vegan ice cream. Was about to say a study showed dairy is healthy in the form of ice cream. What study showed that? You know what I mean? That's one of them times where I'm looking at the study like, we got to look into this. Shoot, because they didn't produce studies. They didn't produce studies that can show a lot. I gotta look into that. Tafari wrote, that's good quality titty juice. Nah, that's pus. Bez used to stay with a Taylor ham sandwich. Yo, Taylor ham, bro. There is nothing messing with a Taylor ham. It's funny. I used to be all Taylor ham, egg, and cheese growing up. Then I moved to bacon, egg, and cheese. Then I moved to like the turkey bacon, egg, and cheese. Beef bacon's rocking, but just not as many people have it, and it's a little salty. But yo, pork, oh my God, bro. Pork bacon, bro. There's no food. I don't care what food you're eating. I don't care if you're eating ice cream. There's nothing that you could put bacon on to where it doesn't taste better than if you don't have it on. I don't care. And cheese is damn near like the same thing. So it's tough. It is tough. Yeah, I never got into the sausage. I'm gonna be honest. I never was a sausage guy. Now I eat these fake meat sausages that I haven't been eating. And I told y'all because Bill Gates, he does all the Beyond Meat. So I've been trying to stay away from the Beyond Meat. But it is what it is. Let's keep going.
Certain drugs and medication, chemotherapy, substance abuse, and other drugs can disrupt testosterone production. What are other things that people do that lower testosterone levels, and what can they do naturally to increase their testosterone levels?
I mean, a lot of the stuff that I hear is kind of taboo, kind of not proven yet. But I really do think that processed food in general does that. I think the pesticides we spray on our crops is kind of infecting a lot of our food. That's really impossible to avoid. I think microplastics in water and in our food and all of the way everything is just helped can affect that as well. And I think going back to the way we used to do things in the past is the best way to do it. I think obesity is led from, like you said, less walking. Sure. People are just way less active now. I think it's just depression as well can be it. I think that's a conversation that is endless, but having a community in the past, like a community that you spoke with and helped and gave back to, walked around with, saw and spoke to every day rather than driving places, being on your phone and not talking to anyone, just affects your mood overall. And, you know, my wife is huge on a lot of these natural things, so we really try and only drink water out of glass bottles. She probably wouldn't let me drink this, but like she would, but she tries. We try as best as we can to avoid plastic. You know, like glass Tupperware. We have a big 5-gallon Mountain Valley thing that's all glass as well, just avoiding as best as possible. And some people say this is like crazy spirit. Like,
no, this is great. This is what people want to hear.
Stuff, but I mean. When you think about it logically, it makes a lot of sense, and there have been a lot of studies on it that people can look into themselves that haven't maybe gotten attention they need.
I haven't really looked into the plastics.
A lot of people who don't want anyone to have the attention on these things, so it's hard to say. And I think going back to the way naturally things can be, pushing your body and training to different levels, I believe will help testosterone increase. Whether it just be walking more, if you're very stagnant, having a little bit of walking, training, you know, pushing high progressive overload and training weights naturally can help bring up your testosterone a little bit. The healthier you are, the more sleep you get. Sleep is huge, especially in growing teenagers. If you're like on your phone all night.
Yo, the sleeping one, and this is like, does sleep really? I don't know, because I go back and forth. I look at the people that up all night hustling, And yo, shout out to this new show, this College Hill. I don't know if y'all have seen it, but I don't know why I ended up watching this. Maybe it was the edible. I don't know, but I found myself on Netflix watching this College Hill with Lamar Odom, Nene Leakes, Dream Doll, Stacey Dash is on it. Who else is in it? Slim Thug. Who am I forgetting? Is Iman Shumpert on it? No, I don't think Iman was on it. Who else is on that show? Whatever. Long story short, they did a College Hill, or it is chick India Love. Yeah. And Ray J, they showed Ray J him hustling to the point where he was up, you know, partying with everybody, but then he was like working all night. And I'm like, yo, to me, those are the type of people with a lot of testosterone, but the sleeping help, or I go back and forth because there's just not enough time during the day to get stuff done. There's just not enough time. There's always something. So it's like, yo, do you get rest? Do you not? Do you kind of stay? Whatever it may be. I don't know. But that's sleep is definitely a struggle for me. Bez wrote, beef bacon hit, just had some last week. LOL, yeah, Queez, that was the go-to. Queez wrote F Bill Gates, but I got some Microsoft stock. Yeah, that's a fact. Yo, you know what? I felt bad because I got some Pfizer stock, and I be saying like F Pfizer, but I'm about to get out of that. I'm about to get rid of my Pfizer stock, yo. I just bought it just to come up when they during the pandemic and whatnot, and I just realized like, yo, I still got this Pfizer stock. It's only a little bit. Bez wrote, Dak indulged once in a blue. I should. But it's like what Quee said, is balance easier than just the drastic, just saying like, yo, I'm not eating anything of it. The balance is the hardest one. I should go back to it once in a blue. I definitely do believe that. I just struggle with it. It's definitely a struggle. Shoot, you the one to blame, bro. You the one that got me like this. Shoot, Bez talking about now indulge. This man done got me hooked on this non-meat diet and whatnot. And now he telling me that I need to indulge. But that's one thing that I tell Bez that all the time. Bez is very good when it comes to balancing, to not holding on to certain stuff, to being able to be in the moment with, hey, this is feeding me right now. This is giving me, this is feeding my soul right now. But then I'm going to make some adjustments. That's something that Bez is very good at, something that I admire about him. But yeah, for me, it's just a struggle to and you want to know why it's a struggle? Because deep down, I really feel like if I can avoid eating meat, fish, and eggs, that it's better for humanity. It's better for the overall community. Deep down, I do believe that. I gotta keep it real. Now, maybe that's just something that I convinced myself so I would be able to not eat meat, fish, or eggs. But deep down, that's probably the biggest struggle for me, why I don't indulge with the meat again. Because deep down, and it's not just health. I gotta keep it real. It got to the point where maybe to convince myself to not eat the meat, fish, or eggs initially, I had to convince myself that this was something that was bigger than just health, that this is something from a spiritual lane that helps out. And now I'm not trying to get in, I'm not a tree hugger and all this other stuff, but a part of me just does feel dope about not having to eat animals. I keep it real, not having to kill animals to eat. Now, of course, I'm about to put on some sneakers or some shoes today. They're leather, you killing. So I'm not, like I said, I'm not a tree hugger. I'm not judging anybody else, but I'm just saying, like, a part of me, once I realized that I didn't have to eat it, it's hard for me to unsee certain things. You get what I'm saying? Tafari wrote, Sharon's a legit scientist with a PhD, so I'm taking her word for it, not being biased either. Yeah, so was Dr. Fauci. Did you take Dr. Fauci's word? And see, and no disrespect, obviously, to Sharon, but I'm just saying, for me, it don't matter whether you got a PhD. All my business professors, they got PhDs in business, never had a damn business. They got this doctorate in this and that in marketing. You've never marketed a company. You're teaching me entrepreneurship, but you've never been an entrepreneur. So don't qualify Sharon by saying she got a PhD. I don't qualify people by saying PhD. All that means is that you've acquired a certain level of knowledge that somebody's taught to you. That doesn't mean that you acquired that knowledge in the way that I think that we should acquire knowledge through experience. That's why when I bring on Yaki, when you showed me the Yaki video, I don't think Yaki has a PhD, but Yaki actually healed himself. Yaki actually did more research outside of just the standard research that is based on a lot of these PhD programs. Not saying anything that this has anything to do with Sharon. But yeah, just because you got a PhD, that means nothing to me. Like, absolutely nothing. Najaro, Mom was on it too. Yo, Mom was on it. That Eddie done kicked in, right? That Eddie. And I gotta stop. Hold on. And Queezo, Pfizer tanking. That's a fact. Yo, Pfizer been tanking. That's why I'm like, yo, I didn't even realize I had it. If I realized I had it, I would have been taking the money out. Bez wrote, LOL, now I'm eating meat again. Facts. Shit, pork as well. Shorty made some bacon, eggs, and pancakes that hit different. Yo, I be trying to tell people, I don't care what you say, whether it's good for me or bad for me, but one thing you're not going to say is that pork bacon don't be hitting. Like, pork bacon, you can't say that. Sharon wrote, I have a PhD, but I still have an agenda with ice cream. Everybody's got an agenda. That's a good chick. That's a good chick. Yo, that's yo, he said Shorty made some bacon, eggs, and pancakes and it different. Tafari said that's a good chick. Yo, actually, in all actuality, I gotta hold on. Let's watch one more minute and then I gotta run.
Getting shitty sleep, eating processed foods, being stagnant, I believe it will result in less testosterone as you age. Whereas if you're getting 8+ hours of sleep and eating healthy and training hard, it's gonna help you a lot more.
Chris, not to cut you off. Go, Pat, Coach.
Can you are you staying on the top?
Yeah, I was just going to say about, because, you know, I know you've been following, like, Bill Gates has been buying up all this farmland. Mm-hmm. They're anti-meat. They're trying to push for a meatless society. They're trying to tell us to eat bugs, which is another testosterone killing thing. I don't know if you've heard about it, Kristen. Do you think that that's a concerted effort to make men, because we were talking about men and testosterone, to make us weaker? Have you been hearing anything about this guy and how he's going towards zero meat? Like, you have to eat protein.
Mm-hmm. I've definitely heard about it. I think,
but see, that's a little bit of a, and this is why a lot of this information gets misconstrued. You don't need to eat meat protein. You just don't. You don't need to. I'm not saying that there's not certain benefits of eating meat protein, but you don't need to. What he just said is just not true. Now, I also can acknowledge that the fact that Bill Gates owns Beyond Meat and stuff like that. He's just trying to. He's going to do what's in the best interest of his pockets. So if he owned meat companies, he would just be selling us on meat. Come on now. It's very hard to take advice about what we should be eating from a guy that owns food companies, and the same guy that owns these food companies is running around talking about how we need to depopulate the planet.
all these diets that come in are kind of bullshit, and maybe that's why the whole vegan thing is pushing so hard. Some people, absolutely, maybe you feel better eating less meat. Majority of people, I don't think do. You know, I think any of these fad diets are bullshit. If you feel better eating something, you feel better eating something. It's very dependent on the individual, you know, and I think some of it goes back to our lineage, depending on where your history comes from. Maybe you're better on a Mediterranean diet, eating more fish and stuff like that. Pescatarian diets, I think, are very healthy, but it's just, at the end of the day, what they are, they're eliminating shit. All these diets are eliminating more stuff. If you're vegan, you're eating a lot less other shit. If you're pescatarian, you're eating a lot less stuff. If you're carnivore, you're eating way less stuff. So of course you're going to lose weight and feel better for a period of time. But you can also just eat less crap. You know?
I'm going to leave it on that. Regardless of whether you're eating meat, whether you're eating fish, you're not eating meat, eating less crap was what it comes down to. The less processed foods, you know, the stuff that you're going to go into the gas station and get. We need to be eating more. I definitely need to be incorporating more of a raw diet with the fruits and veggies. But just overall, not as much processed foods, with not as much, you know, all the stuff that goes into it. If we're going to eat meat, then don't be eating all this this GMO stuff where it's genetically modified. You got these chicken wings that are like this big when an actual chicken wing should be this big, but you got chicken wings. It's insane. But so Tafari wrote, I can agree with your PhD take. I believe more in experience in school. I stand corrected. I be checking Tafari, bro. I be bullying him. No, I'm just I'm just joking. Nah. Big Tafari been on today. I'm gonna leave it at that. But I think that's a good way to end it. Just stop eating a lot of crap. That's what we got to end up doing. Just stop eating a lot of crap. And then we can move forward from there. We're gonna wrap up. I wanted to show y'all this one video. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Here it is. Hold on. Hold on. I may not play it. This wasn't it, was it? Hold on. All right, so this is Tafari's video. Hold on. So Tafari sent me this video. Where's the share at? Share screen. Hold on. Hold up. Hey, yo, get off me, bro. Get off me. That's one of them things. Like, yo, get off me. All right, hold on. Sharon wrote, and you are right. It's only but the PhD does teach you to carry your own research and teaches you how to identify bullshit that is presented to you. It's only but the PhD does teach you to carry your own research. Does it though? Sharon, I got to push back on that. I don't think a PhD program, based on the people that I speak to that have PhDs, I would say that it's highly unlikely that they encourage you to do your own research. I think college in general, I think most academic institutions in general do not push us to do our own research. I think that they more so just push us to learn what it is that they're teaching and maybe to do more research based on what they're teaching. If you had a PhD program that encouraged that, then you should definitely, I would be extremely grateful because I don't think that most PhD programs are teaching that. Why? Because I don't think that most people, I don't think that it's a very, college is very diverse. Professors are very diverse. What did we just say? We said, what was it? Like the new study, 15 out of 16 college professors are liberal. To me, like we're always going to teach based on our individual biases. And maybe that's just what I see in college, but maybe a PhD program is different. So maybe the PhD programs are different. I just know that a lot of the people that I have conversations with that have PhDs, they saying the same thing, rehearsing stuff rather than, relying on their own research. I know that you got to do your own independent paper or something like that to get your PhD, but yeah, I don't know, but definitely maybe you could put us on. Maybe you could put us on when it comes to a lot of that stuff. And, maybe you could jump on camera, Sharon, because I'd love to interview you or get some more insight on some of these studies, especially from a scientist standpoint. I want to get your insight on these, on the maybe the vaccine or whatnot. But let's take a look at this. Look at the power of women. Look at the power. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But then look at it. As soon as she act a little, she showed a sad face. It's like, come here, baby. So I thought that was a funny video. That was a funny video where, I don't know. She on him like, yo, get off me. But then as soon as she, moves to her feminine energy, what does the little kid do? He's like, all right, come here, baby. Come here, baby. So maybe there's a lesson to be learned. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned. Hold on. Sharon wrote, it's only school. Sharon wrote, I had my own research projects that I had to carry. You need to come with a novelty to be able to graduate. Okay. But still bullshit, useless in real life. I agree. Most of that college stuff is, definitely useless. I don't know. Encouraged to copy and paste. I get it. That's how I more so look at it. But yeah, just wanted to send y'all that video. Be in your femininity, ladies. Be in your femininity. And maybe this is just showing that. I don't know. Now I'm being a little Tafari. Shout out to Tafari. But yeah, so 30 seconds. Y'all know what we do on Fridays. Let's take 30 seconds to just think about, envision what the rest of this day is going to look like for us to finish and call it a successful week. Maybe that means us diving a little bit into Saturday, but it is what it is. 30 seconds. Let's just visualize what it's going to take for us to accomplish a successful week or to finish off a successful week. All right, 30 seconds. Let's go. All right. Y'all know what it is. Onward and upward, strength and honor. Y'all know what we're here to do. Elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint as well as doing what we're destined to do, giving the community what they need. You feel me? We all have that capability. So that's what we're here to do. Living in our purpose, moving with purposeful abundance, and getting to that big bag with integrity. Of course, appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. Y'all have an excellent weekend. Continue to send me those videos. Definitely appreciate it. I know I didn't catch all the videos today, but we'll tap into more on Monday. Quee sent the fire emoji, so that means we can end it. But make sure, just like Queez always says, make sure that you like on the way out. Like the video. It's going to help for the algorithm. Maybe send a link to a friend. Just tell them to fast forward for the first 10, 15 minutes when I was having my mental breakdown about the camera not working. But other than that, love y'all, man. Love y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. Ew.